Hi guys, in this video I want to give you some ideas on where to put your solar panels if you live in an urban setting and don't have a house roof, or if you want to install your panels in a very simple DIY way. Also, I will show you how to run your solar cables over long distances and even through a window, so that no matter your situation, you will have a working method to connect your solar panels to your batteries. Stay tuned for the details. Okay, so you have found a spot in your house for your solar battery bank, and you've also located a spot facing south that is ideal for your solar panels. More likely than not, these two spots will not match or be located in two different rooms, so you will have to be creative about how to run your solar cables inside and outside to keep the distance between your panels and your batteries as short as possible. As you know, the longer the cables, the bigger your loss of electric current, and the more money you have to spend on cables and extensions. Regarding locations, to put your solar panel, you have the following options. You can attach it indoors behind a window, hang it outside under your window, put it on your balcony, hang it from your balcony's railing, lean it against a wall, or simply put it on the floor. If you cannot find a location that faces south, don't worry. Just choose the next best location that catches the full sun for a few hours in the morning, during noon or in the evening. Also be aware of the weather conditions in your area and don't underestimate the strong winds at certain times of the year. You don't want your panel to be loose, flutter against the wall, or float away in the wind and damage someone else's property. At first I started out with attaching a flexible solar panel to my balcony facing east, which meant I got only a few hours of sun in the first half of the day, and I had to run a cable from the balcony along the outer house wall through the window and into my office where my battery was located. That worked okay, but when autumn arrived and the angle of the sun changed, I got less and less solar energy. So I had to come up with a new location for my panel that was facing more south. I went through all possible options and figured that no matter what, I would need a lot of solar cable to connect the panels to my battery. Whereas before I required only 3 meters of cable, with the new location on my roof terrace, I had to cover 15 meters of cable distance. So if you look up YouTube videos of some solar experts, they will tell you that such a long cable will have too much loss of solar energy. I installed it anyway because I had no choice, and to be honest, the loss was big but still within my margin. Because although my 160 watt solar panel only gave me 80 watts of maximum output, that was still enough for me to charge my two solar batteries to the full. So my advice here for you is, if your solar cable distance is quite long, just choose a larger panel and you can make up for the loss. The next big challenge for me was to run the cable securely along the terrace, down the house wall and through the window in a stealth way, so that the neighbors wouldn't notice or complain about it. So first I wrapped the two plus and minus cables together in white duct tape. This gives it some extra protection against the harsh sun, and it makes it more invisible against a white wall. Then I looked for installations that were already there and which I could use to run the cable underneath. In my case that was metal poles for drying clothes and an old gas pipe. Here I simply used zip ties to attach the cables along the way. At some point I had to run the cables overhead to let people pass underneath, because running it on the floor wasn't a safe option, as the terrace floor gets completely flooded when it rains in the winter. So I bound together 3 brush sticks with wire, attached it to the laundry metal poles with zip ties and run my cable over it. The last challenge was to run it down the building's wall into the window where the battery was located. Since the winds can get very strong in my area, just letting the cable hang down wasn't a safe option. So I attached a line between the roof and my windowsill, which acted as a guidance for the cable so it wouldn't shake too much in the wind. Getting the cables through your window is actually easier than you think. You just buy one of those swimming sponges, cut it to the length or width of your window, depending on how your window opens, cut a small slit at the bottom and run the cables through that slit. And that's it. You can use the window as normal and all stays wind and waterproof. There you have it. I hope these little tricks and ideas help you to connect your own solar panels with your batteries, no matter how far or uncomfortably they may be apart. Let me know in the comments below if you had to overcome similar challenges when wiring your solar cables and what methods you used. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.